Very good day, student. Today we are going to start a new unit, that is self-management skills. Under that we'll study two topics: meaning and importance of self-management, and second topic is building self-confidence. So first, meaning and importance of self-management. To understand the self-management, we should know what is self-management first. Managing oneself in order to achieve the desired goals and targets is called what your self-management. When you try to bring self-management in your daily life, it needs a lot of aspects to consider and a great deal of discipline and self-management. Like every task we do has a thought process behind it. This thought process gives birth to a plan to follow in order to accomplish that task. For example, when we need to prepare for a test, we plan our studies and decide which topic need more of our attention than others. We also determine the time available and time required to prepare different topics. Okay, we arrange for the suitable study materials that helps us in studying. We follow a study timetable. So here we are not you are not managing your study schedule but yourself. So you are doing a self management exercise which involves management of resources, that is your study material, time management, day schedule and timetable, identifying the goals to achieve, and prioritizing their goals. Next is importance of self management. There are some importance of your self management, like for example, if you plan to go for jogging a few miles every morning daily, you need to discipline yourself in going to bed in time so that you get up early and go for it. So for that we have some major benefits, like it is used to inspire our personality, clarity of thoughts, ability to identify your weaknesses and improves them upon. Next is realizing your strength and their use, feeling of self-respect, respect for others and self-motivation, respect for the importance of time. Next is smart working more than hard working, higher achievement rates with minimum efforts. Next is self-discipline, success in studies, sports and later in career. Next is social popularity and admiration. There are key elements of self management. The self management approaches varies from situation to situation and person to person. The self management of a mother at home would be different from fathers and the students. A doctor's self management would look starkly different from that of an army man. Every field has their own self management skills. So there are various key elements. First is identifying goals and planning. Next is organization, controlling and reflecting. Okay, first we'll deal with controlling and reflecting. What do you mean by controlling and reflecting? First, controlling, analyzing your achievements at set intervals like weekly or fortnightly, looking for gaps and delays, thinking to refine the plan, finding out better ways to achieve the goals. Okay, incorporating new ideas, ensuring the self discipline, handling distractions. This all are what your controlling methods which help to achieve your self management. Next is reflecting. If you have set your goals, if you are set your targets in such a way that it will affect your outcome, then it is what you are reflecting. Like, since targets are specific and measurable, the comparison will clearly show you the positive or negative difference. This process is called what your reflection. In case of negative difference, you shall look for what went wrong, how can you improve the strategy to cover the gap, and positive difference will motivate you into thinking how you can do better, how can you raise the bar of performance, what little more can make your task complete. Next is your identifying goals and planning. How could you be able to identify the goals and planning? Once you decide to manage yourself, the first question comes is where to start from. Ask yourself, what do I want to achieve? It could be the daily exercise regime you have been thinking for long to start. So you could be able to identify, like, set the goal by writing down your desire, ambition, dream down on the paper, preferably in the large font. Okay, split your goal into monthly, weekly or daily targets, then only you could be able to plan it accordingly. Next is plan out what will you do to achieve the daily target. Next is your organization. Organizing means what? This is the phase where you begin acting on the set plan, where whatever you have set, you will be able to react accordingly. You are already clear what you are supposed to do to achieve your daily target. You need to do what? You need to organize that particular things. But on real grounds, many unanticipated barriers arise in your plan, like illness, guest at home, vacations, marriage in family. So, how will you measure your progress accordingly? The answer lies in your targets. You can manage what you can measure. Your targets should have following characters which make them SMART targets. So, what are the SMART targets? S means what? Specific. M means what? Measurable. A means what? Achievable. R means what? Realistic. And T means what? Yeah, time bound. So, what is specific? The target should mention what are you going to finish precisely. For example, I will prepare four more main topics of chapter 4. I have decided, like, under the chapter 4 I have to complete 4 topics, that it should be the specific. Next is your measurable. The specific target itself will tell you how it should be measured. Next is your achievable. Targets should be made considering your ability and circumstances that allow you to achieve them. Preparing more than 4 topics in a subject may not be possible. Set a target which you can achieve with hard work, but it should be in the range of your achievements. Next is realistic. This related to the previous point, but here the focus is on your ability considering the available time limit. Think about the target, if it is really achievable in the available time or not. Okay, for example, I will prepare 4 main topics of 5 chapters in biology. So this could be an unrealistic target, but it may be possible to prepare 20 topics in a day, given that you need to go to school. Next is time bound. Setting up a deadline brings you in discipline to work towards your goal. It also helps you in measuring your progress. After a week's time, you can easily calculate how many topics in which subject you have prepared in just 7 days. Next is tools of self management. There are basically 3 tools for your self management. First is self motivation. No one would command you for your self management. Okay, so it comes from within. Self realization is the initial step leading to self motivation and suggesting yourself that you should begin managing yourself. The purpose of this chapter is exactly this. It will tell you all you need to learn about your self management and inspire you to do it. So next is your time management. Time is of the what? Time is the important target to manage your goals. So time is of the essence in any effort for your achievement. Every goal needs to be achieved in a predefined time span. Time management involves deciding deadlines for achieving the targets and then managing the decided time so that all the required tasks are accomplished as planned. According to that, you have to follow some ingredients of your successful time management. First is prioritize. You should know what is more important and what is least. Second is time allocation, how much time each task should be given. And self discipline, it is directly related to what? Time management. Self discipline takes care of time management. If your efforts are sincere and your concerns are genuine about your goal, self discipline will prevail. Next is your responsibility. Sense of responsibility and constant reminder that you have to do this to achieve your goals is a must. Share your plan and desire of self management with your parents or elder siblings who will guide, help, and support you in your efforts. Next is building self confidence. How could you be able to build your self confidence? Low self esteem is like driving through life with your handbrake on. When you believe like yourself, you actually believe in your dreams, goals, and your aspiration. This belief brings a sense of confidence in you, telling you that you can do what you believe. This sense of confidence is called what? Your self confidence. Self confidence makes the person capable of achieving what he or she aspires for. Self confidence drives the person towards his goal, winning all the challenges in the way and emerge as a winner. The reasons behind lack of self confidence are fear of failure, like looking at the possibility of failure only instead of looking for the ways to prevent or overcome them. There is saying most of the people are others. It means that some of us rely more on what other people say and do. People with low level of self-confidence seek others' approval instead of believing in what they can do. Lack of necessary efforts in overcoming their weaknesses, making weaknesses as an excuse instead of finding ways to get rid of it. Lack of confidence in putting forth the first step, like lack of initiation, what you have done. Poor or incomplete preparation. Those who believe that failure might happen do not prepare well, mistaking opportunities with problems. Next is clinging to recent failures instead of learning from them and working on them. And next one is here avoiding situations which can improve their personality and outlook. So what are the factors that influence your self confidence? First one is the social factors. What makes our society, our family, relatives, friends, neighbors, we interact within our daily life, like teachers, schoolmates, family, friends, etc. Our interaction with all such people influence our what? Self confidence. Our childhood conditions, how we have been brought up by our parents, kind or life values we have been given, our education, our evaluation by others, and feedback from all these sources influences how we look at abundance of opportunities. Next is your culture and community. These are closely associated with our society, but talking of culture in a specific sense, it is the values, systems, and characteristic a particular group, religion, or ethnicity bears. It includes various ethnic practices of that culture. This all depends on what culture and community, which affects what your self confidence. Next is exposure to media and online social platform. We learned a great deal about the outside world from televisions, newspapers, magazines, movies, and the internet. Movies, program, news, and online interaction mold our thoughts and in turn influence our what beliefs and your personality. Negative influences like cyberbullying, content not suitable for age, violent movies and games affect our personality and the way we perceive the world. Next is physical factors. Impressive physical appearance, pleasant the personality, and sound mental health are the keys of the development of our self-confidence. Instead of worrying about fair skin, good looks, we should impressive height. We must focus on clean appearance, carrying ourselves well, adequate, and manner in dealing with people. There are various tips to build self confidence, like positive self visualization and attitude. You can achieve only what you can believe in. So, start looking at yourselves the way you want to be. Work towards it. Change your perception about yourself and start looking at the positive part. Second is positive affirmation. Train your brain into learning and remembering that you are good at and why. When you achieve something, appreciate yourself modestly. Next is seek and take up challenges instead of circumventing undecided situation and doing something you do not feel confident at. Try to take them up to learn. This will eliminate the fear of failure in you. Next is your positive self criticization. It assesses your achievement, approaches, and yourself fairly. Listen to your inner voice. Tell yourself honestly what was right and what was not. Next is set realistic goals and make achievable plans while working towards your aspirations or dreams. Identify goals and divide them into smart targets, what I have mentioned earlier. Next is be helpful but care for yourself. Keep a balance in thinking about yourself and being available for others. Do not be too selfish and too gullible. Next is ensure preparedness. Being well informed and suitably prepared is half the battle won. When you are prepared, you are confident. Utilize time to prepare for what you must deliver. Next is create a personal image. Work towards let people know what kind of a personality you are. What is your value system? Let people learn about your personality boundaries. Be assertive and firm without sounding rude. Next is keep the right company. Critics are good, but as long as you get a feedback from them to learn. People who discourage you, talk ill about you, who do not share your value system, who have excuses for failures, uh, find company of like-minded people, network with people having positive mental framework. Keep your emotional balance. Deal with fear critically. Accept praise modestly and gracefully. Be patient with yourself. Strike a balance between aspiration and reality. Compare yourself only with your past yourself instead of others. Identify your fears and insecurity and find ways to work on them. Healthy use of social media. Social media is a tool to learn, explore, meet others, and stay friends. Do not let social media be a manipulating tool of yourself. Do not be addicted into spending unnecessary time online. Decide your priorities between amusement and work. Both are necessary, so manage time between the two. Thank you. Have a nice day.